Hey Soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we are doing advice that is meant to reach you right now. And to do this reading, which way around is that? We're going to be picking 3 piles together. All right. Oh, I see the 3 already. So that will be pile number 1. That will be pile number 2. So 1. Okay. Then this will be pile number 3. Let's see what we have for today's reading. All right. So for pile number 1, you have the Star. For pile number 2, you have the Empress. And for pile number 3, you have the Queen of, the Queen of Cups. If you like to pick with crystals, let me add these right now. There we go. For pile number 1, we have the Opalite. And this is what your crystal looks like. For pile number 2, you have the clear quartz. This is, let me adjust that so I can see it better. There we go. This is what your crystal looks like for today's reading. For pile number 3, you have the aura quartz. And this is what your crystal looks like for today's reading. I hope you can see the sort of rainbowy pink changing light around it. I hope it's picking up on camera. All right, so take a look at which one of these 3 piles or 3 crystals you're the most drawn to, and that will probably be the pile for you here today. But as I always say, always trust your intuition. Whether it's leading you to just one pile and you know that's it, that's the one, or maybe even several or all. In all cases, it is your magic that always guides you to the right readings. So maybe there's more if you feel drawn to several piles. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Always remember that sometimes you feel drawn to another pile, you click on it and you get an even stronger message that you needed perhaps in your life. So let it lead the way freely, and I'll see you in your readings. Hey Soul family, welcome to your pile preparation process. It is so lovely to have you here as we prepare for your piles. And today, as you know, we're taking a look at advice that is meant to reach you right now. And to do this reading, we're going to be using these decks on the table. On the left are the oracle decks, and on the right are the tarot decks that we will be using today for your reading. All right. Let's get straight to it. I already see the 3 cards that want to come out for today's reading. I also want to mention, if you're interested in any of the decks that I use, you'll always find that I leave them and list them down in the description box for you to check them out whenever you feel called to. All right, so what advice is meant to reach you right now? They're coming. together today. 1, 2, and 3. All right. So, I felt this one. There we go. What advice is meant to reach you today? What advice is meant to reach you today? I guess like that. Yeah. All right. So now it's time for us to pick your tarot decks. And for today's reading, we will be taking 3 cards from each of these decks for every pile, of course. I feel this one, so I'm going to take it. What advice is meant to reach you right now? What advice is meant to reach you right now? Wonder, are these coming in 3s? They are. 1, 2, and 3. Wonderful. Right, let's pick up the next deck. So, what advice is meant to reach you right now? Oh, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, lovely. Now, let's pick up our last deck for this reading. One, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. All right. So I believe the 3 piles for today's reading are now ready. As usual, let's now put them neatly together so we can begin your reading right away. That was easy today. So cool. So that is pile number 1 with the star and the opalite. All right. Pile number 2. With the clear quartz. And pile number 3. With the aura quartz. All right, so your piles for today's reading are now ready. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I always love it. Love you guys very much. And let's get straight into your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the beautiful opalite. What a beautiful crystal. As well as the star card. Very intrigued about your reading. It's such a beautiful star card as well. Let's see what this is all about. And as you know, today we're taking a look at what advice is meant to reach you right now. All right. Let's take a look at your oracle cards first. So you have the rune T-Vase. Okay. Really cool. You have the last quarter waning air moon with challenge. Okay. Ah, how interesting. And you have the Fate. Right, let's take a look at your tarot cards now so that we have a complete picture of what your reading is about today. Right, so these 3 cards are the before tarot. They depict scenes, moments before the regular Rider-Waite-Smith. If you guys are wondering what's the Rider-Waite-Smith, it's the common tarot that we use. It's the most popular that we use these days, just to answer the question shortly. All right, so this is the Page of Swords. You have the 9 of Pentacles. Ah, really cool. All right. You have the Hanged Man. Right. You have the Empress. Interesting. The Hierophant. You have the Sun card. Beautiful Sun card. The 6 of Cups. Beautiful cards. You have, whoa, the Queen of Wands. And you have the Page of Cups. Beautiful cards down there. So I can already see with the Fate here some sort of entanglement in your fate, some sort of difficulty in your life at the moment that you are supposed to go through. I feel like with the swords pointing down in T-Vase, especially that one of the meanings of the rune T-Vase is actually sacrifice. Sacrifice, the law, also war or warrior, especially spiritual warrior. So I'm getting this idea that there is a difficulty in your life and it seems like it's fated. You were supposed to go through it for sure. But you see with Hanged Man here, you are supposed to go through something to get some sort of enlightenment, to get some sort of growth that you will be very grateful for. Some sort of power. You're growing into a power you've always wanted. It's like maybe you wanted to be something, especially that you have the Star card here. And the only way through fate, the only way to receive that good thing that you specifically want, you're hoping for, was to go through the difficulty that you may be in at the moment. It may be harsh to say it like that, but look what you have with the Hierophant. It says in Latin, dura lex, sed lex, which means the law is harsh, but it is the law. So what you're going through may be very harsh, may be very difficult. You may feel a little bit worried that it may not be resolved. You have with the High Priestess here a lot of secrecy or unknown mystery in this situation, and you, most importantly, with the swords pointing down, you feel sacrificed in this situation. This could be a difficulty or a challenge with someone, or a challenge with finances, or a challenge with regards to one aspect or the other in your life. You may feel like, is this the end? I mean, is there no more for me? Is it the end? And the reason I'm feeling these emotions is because the Star card here, you do see not the trunk, the stump of a tree. But look at that. Even though it was taken down, the wood has been taken, maybe you feel like someone took advantage of you, or life took advantage of you. Maybe you put in so much work, you've built so much and work towards one thing or the other. Sometimes it's you put too much work for your children and maybe they left and they're not there, or a lot of love towards the people around you, the dear ones, and they left. Or maybe it is work, maybe it's finances, maybe you've been saving up and then all of a sudden it's been taken from you unfairly. So that's the energy that I'm feeling. I'm feeling some sort of sacrifice in your reading, and I feel a harsh type of fated entanglement where you're not sure how you're going to get out of this situation. In fact, you may even be feeling like it's the end. But you have the star card here. In this stump, you see the tree has been taken out, but it left a star for all of us to see. And it really shows me that because of what happened, although it seems harsh, it will be the very reason you get not something that you like. You get exactly what you've vigorously, if I can say that, wanted in your heart. What is it that you wanted? Did you want to become someone or something? Did you want to build an empire? Did you want to create something important in life? Or did you want to have a strong bond? Whatever it is, I do see with the Six of Cups that this is a long dream that was in your heart. Maybe even since childhood, because you have the Six of Cups and the Sun also has to do with innocence. So this may have been something that you've been wishing for since childhood. In fact, I see here that this could be something that you never questioned that you were going to have. It's like, yeah, when I grow up, I'm going to have this, or I'm going to be this, or I'm going to create this. Whatever it is exactly that your reading is talking about, since we have the star. It's a hope, a dream, a big one that you had no question about when you were a child with regards to achieving it or getting it. Something along the way shows me that fate got entangled and you might have felt sacrificed. You might have felt, instead of receiving it, that you had to go through a war, because that's what Tivaz is showing. But the wonderful thing about Tivaz is that it shows you, although you may be in a battlefield, you are greatly supported by a strong sword and a shield that is meant to take you out of this situation. That's the strong part of the Tivaz message, that you may feel that you're in a battlefield, but it's a spiritual one and you're meant to win. See, before the star card in tarot, numerologically, it comes after the tower. The tower is number 16 and the star is number 17. So it really shows that, taking a look at these two cards together with challenge, it really shows me that maybe it was very challenging. Maybe you felt like everything went down, but it was only there to show you the way towards your star, your hope and your dream. I feel now that you got the star and the Queen of Wands in your reading, I'm seeing a person shining bright. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, the star reminds me of someone being a star. The Queen of Wands is charismatic and popular. So it's either you are becoming such a force to be reckoned with, a powerful force to be reckoned with, or that what you're creating with the hands here is becoming something so big that it's exceeding what you hoped for in your childhood. Now, your advice here, your very clear advice, is to continue to go on. Don't feel like you're sacrificed. See, it's coming twice here. Don't feel like you're sacrificed. This is not meant to be over, as we've seen with the Tower card beforehand. Maybe you have lost a lot of things, and maybe you have you've had a lot of things taken away from you. You have fate here twice. It was a harsh fate, and no one can take that away from you. It was a harsh fate. But hey, it's meant to take you to the stars. It's meant to make you, with the Nine of Pentacles, reach a dream. See, you have a lot of elements talking about your dream coming true. You have the sun rising again. positivity, hope. You have the Star card, which is all about renewed hope and reaching your dreams, reaching your hopes. And you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is, which is one of the wish fulfillment cards in tarot. In fact, with the Pentacles, it's like you are living it. You're becoming part of this realm. And so your advice is, it's up to you at the moment. It's absolutely in your hands. It's like there's a pause in the universe. Are you going to take that step that will lead you to your hopes and dreams? Or are you going to stand hanging there feeling like it's over? Again, remember, it is the law of the universe. You are meant to act. It's not gonna do it for you, but it's there supporting you full throttle because you are meant to take that step. That's the whole idea. And if you pick up your sword, gather up your power again and start believing that there's only one direction, and it's up. It's towards your hopes and your dreams, towards the star. You will start seeing that it was all an illusion. You were never meant to lose the things that you felt you have lost in the past. It's all an illusion. And maybe you have lost the battle, but you have never lost the war. Because, as you can see, you will be reaching your hopes and your dreams. That very wish that you've had ever since maybe you were a child. And you'll be surprised how things work. You know, the way the universe works is in all magical ways. The more you turn it in your head, it will not make sense. And this part I can relate to 1000%, because there are things in my life now where if I had planned and thought about logically 1,000 nights, I would have never believed nor imagined the twists and changes of life and how things work. And there are things that I thought were gonna work out fine and surprisingly didn't, and went astray and turned into a huge tower card. It's life, you know? And so you never know what's coming next, how it's going to happen, the way it's going to happen. Life surprises us with the downs and the ups all the time. And just like there are extreme downs and extreme hits, believe me, there are extreme ups and there are extreme highs. And I'm seeing that there are extreme highs in your reading, my dear pile number 2. With the High Priestess card, you know, the High Priestess is the gatekeeper between our world and the other world, and she's coming in with a message. There is more to come that you may not be seeing at the moment. It might feel mysterious. In fact, right after the Star card is the Moon card, showing that you have now moved towards your hopes and your dreams. You picked up your sword, although, just like the Moon, you don't know what's coming next. After the Moon card comes the Sun card, and this is why it's in your reading. You don't know what's next, but the sun is rising back in your life, and you are about to get the things that you want. It's like there is this cosmic silence waiting for you to listen to the sounds and the beats of your heart, telling you one more time. In fact, there is a quote, a Tutankhamun, which is an ancient Egyptian king of Egypt. There's a quote that he said that I love, that he really did say. And he said, when the world says give up, hope whispers, try it one more time. And I really feel that this is your biggest advice of your reading. Don't let it go. Get up and try it one more time. You're about to reach the stars and get that very dream that speaks to your inner child achieved. you are going to become that which you want to be, and you're going to get and live in the realm that you want to live in. And that is exactly what I see in your reading. In fact, you know what? Your reading is definitely encouraging you to do something, to take action, because you were drawn to the opalite, or it's part of your reading. And believe it or not, the opalite is actually man-made. And look how beautiful it looks. So sometimes, or maybe a lot of the times, it's about you amidst the darkness, listening to that sound in the background, telling you, hey, pile number 1, get back up. You pick up your sword and you move ahead, not knowing what's to come, but you will see that the sun will rise for you and you will get what you want. And this is exactly what I see in your reading, my dear pile number 1. I wish you all the best of luck from my heart. May you always get what you want. And this was your reading. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book, my dear pile number 1. This book could truly help you out in achieving your goals and becoming a productive person right away. It's small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate reading it. But you'll find that it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. And so if you're interested in checking it out, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. There's also an audiobook if you love listening to your books. And my dear pile number 1, my heart is with you. May you be blessed. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the beautiful clear quartz, as well as the Empress card. Sorry about that. Very interesting Empress card indeed. I wonder what it's going to show us. Let's take a look at the rest of your cards. I do definitely have a very big idea with this Empress card, but I like to wait, see what all the cards are saying. All right, so you have, oh, hell, okay. In Norse mythology, that's one of the realms, the 9 realms. And yeah, it's the underworld realm. But I don't want to get deep into it right now until I see the rest of the cards first. So you have the champion. Ah, wow. Okay. And you have the 15th moon mansion with bouquet. This mansion is ruled by Venus and Uranus in Libra. All right. You have the Hierophant. Oh, these 3 cards, by the way, they're the After Tarot, so they depict scenes right after the Rider-Waite-Smith. If you're wondering very quickly what the Rider-Waite-Smith is the most common, just to put it shortly, most common used tarot cards that you see. All right, you have the 3 of Cups. You have the Queen of Pentacles. All right, you also have the 3 of Swords. You have the Temperance card, the 6 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords. This is going to be a very interesting reading. You also have the Star card, and you have the Knight, my apologies, the King of Wands. Okay. So I can quickly see here that first and foremost, your reading wants to let you know that there is something coming up unexpected for you. Do you see how the snake is coming down to give the Queen of Pentacles her pentacle, right? Also, the main reason I said that is because your main card has this x-ray of what's that bird called? Peacock, of a peacock. And through that x-ray we can see that there is another peacock that is about to be born. So this straight away tells me, before we even begin your reading and take a look at your advice, that just know that there is something coming up for you, something very big, my dear pile number 2. What is dearer than a child, right? For a mother. So you're about to receive something that is very dear to you, especially that you have Venus and Uranus and Libra here. You know, Venus and Libra, this is Venusian energy. This is love. It doesn't have to be love between you and a person, although it really could. But it could be you receiving something that means so much to you. And Uranus gives us this element of something shocking or unexpected. And so it's all over your reading. We're clearly seeing with Hill, of course, something underneath, something that's not visible in your life at the moment. Hell is the realm appears at the bottom of the tree of life, the Norse tree of life, Yggdrasil. So again, we have this idea that it's something that you certainly do not see coming at all. So let's take a look at the situation here and see what your advice is exactly, my dear pile number 2. Of course, this card is catching my attention straight away. By the way, if you're worried because you might think the afterlife here is bad, this is not hell, by the way. In Norse mythology, this is just a continuation of your life. So souls arrive, they are respected, they continue to grow. So yeah, I see especially here with the Three of Swords, there's a shift in how you're experiencing your life. There's a renewal, but one that is full of love or full of winning with the champion here. So something that you certainly want with the star card. The second time we get the star card in today's reading. So it's certainly something that you're hoping and wishing for. It's something big, and it's coming to cleanse away old energy that was painful, as I see here with the Three of Swords. So it's like you're in a transition period of your life at the moment. You're not entirely in the past, but you're not entirely there yet on the other side. And each phase has its requirements, has its advice, and has its advantages and disadvantages. This person on the Six of Pentacles doesn't look like they're doesn't look like they're enjoying their cigarette. In fact, they seem worried, yet they're there holding it, maybe even relying on it because their foot is on the cigarette. Maybe they're afraid to fall. So what I'm seeing here in your reading is the element of perhaps you doing something that you know or feel isn't entirely right, but you also at the same time feel like you can't drop it either, and there's confusion here. I'll try to give you examples of the energy that I'm seeing. And so there is confusion. Should you let it go, but then you feel that you might fall, or should you keep at it so that you don't fall, but then suffer the toxic consequences of whatever it is that you are doing? So an example of that could be, the examples I can think of is relying maybe on a substance or food or a certain person to feel better. And you know what? Actually, taking a look at it, it may not, for some of you this may resonate, but I think it's not even reliance. You know what this could be? Reliance reminds me of getting used to, the idea of getting used to, that could be another element. So getting used to toxic emotions, like a trigger of fear that overcomes you due to past experiences that may not have been pleasant at all. And I certainly see that element here for you. I see something so common here with regards to that, and they also have the solution for you. See, this reminds me of the ancient Egyptian symbol of pillar, Jed. And it's the backbone of Osiris. Long story short, you probably know Osiris' story, but its tomb, after Set has deceived him, put him in the tomb, and drove him off the Nile. He landed off near a tree, and this tree grew really quickly. Even the king there was in another country, it was Lebanon, thought it was a magical tree and took the tree to his palace. My point being here that we have Osiris, and the common thing between Hel and Osiris is after Isis put Osiris together, one piece was missing, so he went into the underworld where he proclaimed to be the leader or the god of the underworld, which here in Hel, the goddess Hela also is the goddess of the underworld. So we see so much power. Even the goddess Hela is so powerful. So we see the story of something so powerful being created after a long story of suffering and perhaps deceit. And this really shows me the idea why there is a trigger here. But look at that. You have a cleanse right under the Hierophant, which shows you that there is, the cleansing of energy shows us that there is a resurrection to your story. It's not the end at all. With the Osiris story, I really see that there is a new birth to your world. And the star here would then explain that your advice at the moment is to keep the hope strong, because there's this new world. See, we keep seeing underworld. There's a new world being created for you. As we're speaking, you're even moving between two worlds, which is something that we've noticed from the very beginning. And you're about to live a wonderful world with Venus in Libra, albeit totally unexpected with Uranus. You even have the champion here. Your main card is the Empress. It is showing that there is a resurrection, there is a birth, a rebirth to your situation, to your life, and a clear new beginning with the Ace of Swords. In fact, I would say that your Hierophant showed up, where we're seeing the card crowning now the Hierophant. A new lesson has been provided to you, where you, with the holding the Jed, I see a clear advice of not just holding hope, which is very clear, hope of a resurrection or hope of a new world, but I see holding your back straight with the Jed. Hold your back straight, act with power, and know that with the Six of Pentacles there is reciprocity. Let go of your fears, let go of the things that are worrying you, and get ready as you pass from the past towards the future to receive your new world. My dear pile number 2, I couldn't tell you how strongly I see this for you during your transition area. And like I said, every phase of your life has its advantages and disadvantages. The advantages is you may start to see some signs in your world showing you that you're finally moving towards something, getting out of something. Maybe you haven't seen the glimpse of it yet on the other side, but you're getting signs that are raining on you. You're seeing perhaps some things change around your life here and there. And you certainly know that it's not like the past. But at the same time, this phase could also be boring, like sitting down in a long flight in an airplane. sitting in a small chair, just waiting for hours upon hours upon, like, where is the other side? So there are advantages and disadvantages. And I really, really see here with, you kind of feel like this card is cut, showing that there's appearance in this card. What I want to say is, the airplane's about to finish this card, and the King of Wands appeared near the very beginning of the card, showing me intuitively that this transitional phase is about to end, and you are about to finally begin your new world. And it's going to pop up really unexpectedly. You're not going to expect how it's going to begin for you, but your reading is certainly showing you that you're going to love it. I really see this bird has formed, this baby bird has formed, is about to come out. But something is very significant in your reading. You have the Champion. Not only are you moving to the other side, there is an element of winning. In fact, since we brought up Osiris in the Temple of Edfu, you know, I don't want to bore you with all of these things, but I will put a picture because it's very relevant to your reading. I'll put it right here. Here you can see Horus killing Set, representing good winning over evil. And here you can see the ancient Egyptians celebrating with the drums, the arrival of Horus and the good winning over evil. In the Temple of Edfu, you do see the moment where Horus, this is Osiris' son, killed Set, and ancient Egypt is celebrating. I'm going to put the picture right there. So I see this element in your reading of not only are you crossing on the other side, you're starting to see your beautiful new world that you love being creating. I see the announcement of it. It's a clear start, no question about it. But there is an element of you winning over either the circumstances or the very people that one day were the reason for your suffering. That's a very clear element in your reading right there. And so since your reading is talking about overcoming worries and knowing that the best is yet to come, I want to bring out some tarot cards and get clear, even more clear advice on how to do that. Yeah, you might be worried that time is running out, that it's going to burn, that something bad's going to happen. So these are strong fears. They are painful. So, can we kindly get more information, please, for pile number 2 on how they can once and for all overcome their fears? Interesting. I just noticed that. I don't know what that is. Ah, there. I'm not sure what this is. It's the first time that I see it here. All right, I'll take a look at it later. If you know, please do let me know. All right, so 1, 2, and 3. Your advice on how to overcome these fears, since it's very potent and clear in your reading. I'm sure we're going to get clear advice for you on how to do that. So you have the 2 of Pentacles, right? The 7 of Swords. And you have the Justice card. All right, so with the 2 of Pentacles straight away, I can see the idea of choosing thoughts, right? It's a very tricky process because it slides with the 7 of Swords, glides and slides in this specific 7 of Swords. You know, you get this bad idea that it's all gonna get bad, it's going to burn, and all of a sudden you are in that state. But look at that. Doesn't this Justice card look like it's sitting on top of a brain, right? So I really feel that your cards are speaking, saying to actively pick and choose your thoughts. Pick and choose the righteous thoughts, which is the promise, a strong promise of an amazing tomorrow through the signs that you're getting in the tarot readings, and especially, or who knows what other signs, maybe you've been getting dreams, but to believe your signs. In fact, since we're talking about Norse mythology, one of the promises, there are 4 rules that Odin shows to live in by the rules of the 9 realms. And these 4 laws are to live a righteous life, live a life of honor. Number 2, to care for all living things. The third one is the one I want to get to, is to trust in the great mystery. Trust in the promises of the magic that you're seeing, of the new tomorrow that is coming. Although you cannot maybe see it all yet, although you may not know how it's going to happen, trust that the universe is the creator, and you will be getting and celebrating very soon a new beginning that is about to birth for you. Not only is there a new world that you're going to be living, but you are going to be living like a king or a queen of your new world. You're going to be very powerful with the King of Wands, and I do see an element of you being so powerful that not only are you going to be seen as a winner, but also you're going to be winning over the situation or the people who may have caused the, what's the word called? The betrayal in the first place. And this is exactly what I see in your reading, my dear pile number 2. I wish you the best from my heart. Cannot wait for your new tomorrow. Hang in there. It's going to change in a way you will not even be able to recognize. What's coming is very different from now, the transitional period, and what used to be altogether. This was your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. This book could really help you out in creating a new beginning, in going after your goals and dreams very easily. It's small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate reading it in the first place, but you'll find that it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away. You'll know what to do, so much so that you'll really begin right away, and you'll start getting into it, and you will enjoy being productive every single time you get to it. And there's also an audiobook if you love listening to your books. And my dear pile number 2, thank you so much for tuning in. Cannot wait for these beautiful promises to come true for you. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Remember, you are going to be very powerful. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Aura Quartz as well as the Queen of Cups. What a beautiful, let me adjust that, and very hopeful Queen of Cups. Let's put your main card right there and take a look at what advice what advice is meant to reach you right now. Okay. So you have Gifyun, all right. Let's keep it right there. You also have the first quarter waxing air moon with adaptability. Okay. And you have the sailor. Wow, how interesting. I feel like there's going to be a lot in your reading. Let me light things a little bit. All right, I think this is much better. Right, so let's explore now your tarot cards. So you have the 5 of Wands. By the way, these 3 are the before tarot. They depict scenes moments before the Rider-Waite-Smith. Some of you have been asking, what's the Rider-Waite-Smith? It's to just answer it very simply. It's the common tarot cards that you see, the most common tarot cards that you see. Okay, So you have the 5 of Cups. And you have the 4 of Wands. Ah, okay. I'm starting to see something here. But let's check out the rest of your cards first. You have the 7 of Pentacles. You have the 6 of Cups. You have the Page of Pentacles. You have the 5 of Pentacles, right? The Page of Wands, and you have the Strength card. Wow. So, I feel here something very significant actually in your reading. I feel like there's a lot of, there's an air of judgment in the air, especially with the 5 of Wands, perhaps some clash between you and others or someone. And the reason I say that, there's a lot of feminine energy here. So for the reason I say that, I had many thoughts at the same time. So you have the goddess Gifyun in Norse mythology, who is the virgin goddess. She takes care of the unmarried women when they go to the afterlife. So she's virgin, but at the same time, it is also said that she has had children with a giant. And in Norse mythology, that is a total no-no. You cannot, how do I say it, mate with a giant. And so this brings up the, especially right next to the 5 of Wands, this long argument of placing women in a certain archetype, version, or, you know, going astray, whatever it's called. You know, one of these two. And I feel like here Gifyun is standing in her truth, not waiting for society to judge her or, yeah, to put her in lack with the 5 of Pentacles, to tell her what she has lost or missed. And so I completely understand that this is not your story. I'm only using the stories that I see in the cards to depict energy. And so here I would say you may be feeling like you're in a position where something may have gone wrong and you're worried about people judging you or casting some sort of unfair decisions because of a situation that may have been out of your hands, or a situation where you don't believe you really have done anything wrong. You could have a lot of people standing together against you. Yeah, that energy is very strong here. And you even felt that you had to face these circumstances all on your own. Even the important people were missing in a specific situation. You felt all alone. It certainly wasn't easy on you here at all, pile number 3. You felt like you've lost a lot. And I feel, since this is your type of thinking, I feel your loss wasn't anything more important than, as the card clearly shows here, than the absence of the important people who are supposed to be there. There is this idea that there are many people who are arguing against you or challenging you in such an unfair way. And to you, it's not really the challenge as much as it is that they're not there. But your advice is actually very clear despite this situation. I'm seeing with the sailor here to leave. I know you might be feeling like this is easier said than done, but it is showing up in your reading, and I must say it. In fact, I do see here the idea of free yourself. You're much stronger than you may be even judging yourself as. You're much, much stronger than that. time is running out. I feel with the Six of Cups, you know, you don't want to give them any more of your time and your energy and your tomorrow, when you can shift your focus to something else. Do you see how your main card here talks about that with the Queen of Cups? We see the bear looking up towards a clear sky, you know, symbolizing the clarity of her mind. And you have that very, very clearly here. Also, you can feel like with the crown here of amethyst crystals on her crown chakra, you can really feel that she's gained complete emotional clarity. She's gained balance by looking up ahead. And we see a shooting star here. So I feel like this bear has shifted its focus to what it wants. And it's looking forward to that rather than what is happening in the past or behind its back. Just as this Five of Cups is showing. And so your cards are saying, stop looking towards the past. What has been done has been done. The people who weren't there have already showed you a reality. That they were supposed to be somewhere, clearly, and they chose not to be. And it's time to let it all go and not to maybe try win, because the more you feel disappointed, cried over spilt milk and try to, I don't know, fix things or try to fight and get your rights back, the more you're going to feel the lack. And so with adaptability, I'm feeling like it's time to stop the time from passing, and it's time that you focus on you, to take care of you, because the Queen of Cups is all about self-nurturing. It's time that you take care of yourself. Let this energy go. If you can't leave, at least mentally and emotionally, let it be in the past. Here, I'm seeing letting go of maybe the victim mentality that results from overthinking. You know, these look like gears. So we're getting the idea of a cycle of perhaps replaying over and over and over the unfairness, the what to say next, how to deal with them, what to do, what you have lost, what was unfair, who was there, who wasn't there. And this is all totally understood. I cannot even emphasize that. You wouldn't be a human being. No one can take that from you. But the idea here, it's the recycling of it, to go back and forth. I feel like at this point with this specific 6 of points, you don't want to lose time focusing on something, I don't want to say ignorant. I want to say focusing on bad energy, focusing on the closed-minded energy with the cloak. I feel like perhaps these people are closing you up mentally, making you think in the same cycle. It's time to leave all of that and to open up your mind to new possibilities. Where do you want to go? My dear pile number 3. I feel like you may have a Pisces placement in your chart, because I see 2 fishes here, but not necessarily, of course. Pisces is strong psychic energy. That's why you have the crown chakra. So both of them really shows that it's time for you to heal. You're very well connected to the universe, to spirit guides. You're a very psychic person. The Queen of Cups shows that you're an empath. In fact, you would be here the sort of person that other people come to you for guidance. You would understand their emotions so well. You see with clarity in general. You have a strong crown chakra, and you're able to advise people with wise, grounded advice on what to do. People love talking to you. They love seeing your perspective. They find a lot of clarity of thought when they talk to you. A lot of the things that you say may even be downloaded. You're highly psychic, my dear pile number 3. And it's time for you to use that power to, with adapt, I'm seeing forgive the past, not the people, although it's very important to, within us, forgive and let go. But my point here is that it's time to accept the new reality of what happened. And accept here doesn't mean that you should live something you don't like. Oh, no, not at all. Accept that it already happened and that now it's time for you to look up ahead and see what you want in life, to start opening a new page with yourself with the Page of Wands. As looking into the crystal, to imagine, what do you want to create in your life? It's now time to shift energy. And you will see that you have more power than you think and believe to move out of the situation, to you free yourself from it as you plan, little by little. And here with the Page of Pentacles, you have 2 pages here, starting a new chapter. With the Page of Pentacles, thinking ahead realistically. The reason I say thinking is because the mind is highlighted in the Page of Pentacles. So to think realistically, what can you do? Even if it may not be applied straight away, you will certainly be putting yourself in the right direction. Your psyche is going to change because now you know you're moving out of this. You have another plan. Your attention is somewhere else completely. And you will see that you will soon be freeing yourself and you'll start to attract this world, this new world towards yourself. You will be leaving this bad environment very soon, my dear pile number 3. That is for sure. It's only a matter of time. And in fact, I see here that so much time has passed. Only a little bit is left. I see with the 4 of Wands centering your reading here is that, 4 of Wands shows us a time not only of celebration, but a new milestone in life. I see that you're leaving again here in this specific 4 of Wands. If you can see that here, you're leaving and you're going to start a new milestone or maybe a new chapter in your life. Letting go of the people who let you go in the first place. And instead of thinking of the past, start looking now with the future at what advantages do you have that you may not be seeing at the moment, and how you can make use of these advantages. Do you have certain skills? Do you have a certain amount that you've saved, or do you know someone? There's certainly, it's appearing to me in the cards that you have very good advantages that you can use at your disposal to start looking ahead into your future. And the more you focus on that's what I keep seeing here, the more that you focus on that tomorrow, on that wish, on the idea of moving ahead, the more things are going to appear in your life, assisting you to cross to the other side, my dear pile number 3. And that is exactly what I see in your reading. You will be moving soon. There is no question about it. You're going to be free very soon. And this was the advice that is meant to reach you, my dear pile number 3. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. I really believe this book could empower you to go after the things that you want, all while enjoying this journey. This book is small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate reading it in the first place, but you'll find that it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying this process. And so if you're interested in checking it out, You'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. There's also an audiobook if you love listening to your books. And my dear pile number 3, my heart is with you. I wish you the best. Believe you're being free and you're moving out or coming out of this very, very soon, my dear pile number 3. That was your reading, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.